Hello, you lovely people out there. Every single problem on this planet could be solved in a garden. And there's another saying which says, if everybody makes a difference, the world will be different. So permaculture is becoming an incredible large movement where people around the world are thinking about it. How can we improve the way how we farm, how we produce food, how we live, how we build, and how we create societies? And this is what we want to bring to you, to your home. And so this channel is there for you to make a difference. You can transform your balcony into a productive garden. You can make compost in your basement. There are people who do guerrilla planting, where they just throw seeds of fruit trees into the gardens of random people. So many people are doing so much, and this is what we are going to do with you.
My name is Kerri.
My name is Robert.
I'm Christian.
I spent the last 3 years at the Mindfulness Project. I teach permaculture and also a practitioner of permaculture.
I'm a permaculture practitioner in the Mindfulness Project.
I'm the founder of the Mindfulness Project. I'm teaching Buddhism and neuroscience, psychology, meditation, and I'm also responsible for natural building.
For me, when I was living back home in Australia, I reached a point in my life where I needed to make some kind of decision, like I needed to make some kind of change. I wasn't very happy with the way I was living. I felt like I had everything that I should have in life. I had a very good job. You know, I had access to money, I had very good friends and a good social life, and I could travel, and it seemed to like tick all the boxes, but still there was something inside me where I was not happy so much. I was not satisfied, and I felt like I was pulling more and more away from the world. So I thought, okay, well, do I really want to continue with this and go the typical path, or do I want to try and find something different that could be out there? And I thought to myself, okay, well, what do I love? You know, I love food, and I started to have an interest in gardening in the last few years, and I really enjoyed that. And I thought, well, is there some way that I can combine this and I can make my own living off it, that I can sustain myself? And after doing a little bit of research, I came across the idea of permaculture. When I listened to other people who had been down the path and started to learn about permaculture, I felt like I connected with everything that they were saying. You know, I felt like everything about permaculture was exactly what I was looking for. So that led me to come to Thailand and to find these people and to learn about what they were saying.
Permaculture I discovered by chance. I was just about to finish my studies in Asian studies, and was looking for some way to do organic farming. I discovered the permaculture design course in the Mindfulness Project, and the project's ideas and permaculture really identified with my values. So I signed up for it, and a completely new world opened up for me. And that's how I stumbled into this universe of growing.
Well, before I came to Thailand, so I had a marketing company. I had 45 employees. I was earning a lot of money. I had a very comfortable life. But then my little niece was born, and that changed my life radically, because that was the first time I was not only thinking about myself, but also about the bigger picture. In this process, I realized that the lifestyle we live in Europe, for example, we are consuming 3 times more resources than the Earth has to offer. In the US, 6 times more. So everybody knows that cannot work for a longer period of time. And I realized by just living my ordinary life, I'm part of the problem. And I started to ask myself, you know, what do I want to leave for the coming generations? And what do I want to leave for my little niece, which I love so much? And that brought me to a very radical decision to leave everything behind and actually try to search for a solution.
For me, permaculture is a way of living. The biggest thing that comes to my mind is that it's reestablishing this connection with nature and going back to natural systems that have worked for us for so many generations before. It's worked for millennia, you know. People used to live their whole life off the forest. They were able to collect medicine, food, shelter, clothing. Everything that they needed came from a forest. And the forest system was not depleted by our connection with it. In fact, I think it thrived when we actually worked together with it. And today in our modern society, you want to make everything as efficient as you can and as productive as you can. And I think that's been to the detriment of the environment around us and the detriment to our living standards and the quality of our food and the connection that we have lost. So for me, it's really about coming back to a system that works and also regenerating things as much as we can as possible. So growing forests again, rehabilitating our soils and bringing the life back to a nice healthy state.
Permaculture is many things. It's kind of a way of living and a way of seeing the world differently. For me, permaculture is all about systems and thinking about energy uses. So it's about reinventing our way of living, like looking on what problems we have and finding holistic solutions and answers to it, which also means to invite old ideas and bring them into the present moment and really relive that and not only think about how modern world developed everything, but also take the good things from the past and bring them to the future and combine everything we have to live a balanced life that is inclusive for nature. And that's permaculture for me, to include nature into our human lives.
I basically stumbled upon permaculture. I've never heard about it before. And I realized suddenly that there are thousands of people around the globe already trying to collect everything, to search for a way of living where we are not anymore against nature, but that we start to live in accordance to nature. It was a very scientific approach. It started actually in a university in Australia, and so people were just getting everything from the universities, from the farms, from the cities, from experts together to create a completely new way of living.
I think permaculture can save us. Permaculture is a realistic opportunity for our future. We're presented with so many problems today that we're going to be facing soon. Climate change and the lack of available land and resources and water to actually grow our food. And I think sooner or later we're all going to be faced with these issues of what do we do? How do we make the next step? And how do we continue our species into the next generations? And for me, this seems to be one of the best ways to go about it. It's acting on an individual basis to go out there and to restore things. And we've seen it. There's so many examples of people using permaculture to bring life back into a desert, for example, to really bring life back to a place where there was, you thought that there was nothing left. You thought it was not possible, but you can do it. And we can do it, I think, within our lifetime. So if everyone was to take on this lifestyle, we could really get somewhere, and we could really learn more about how to come together and live in community and come back to a healthier way of living, which actually in turn brings balance to our own lives, brings balance to our own mind, our own spirit, and I think that's where the magic and the satisfaction comes from.
Permaculture can help to open the minds of the people and think more outside the box, be more inclusive, really invite people into looking beyond our own society and looking to our whole environment around us, humans, animals, plants, everything included, to make the lives of every living being better. And I think permaculture is really a good approach on achieving this.
It incorporates everything from the way how we work, how we earn our money, how we consume, how we produce food, how we make buildings, and everything. And I believe in the ability of the human being to adapt to any kind of situation, to adapt to whatever is out there. Our mind is so clever. And for me, permaculture means that we make exactly that happen, to think about how can we live the best life possible with all the technical solutions, all the science and everything what is out
Well, I'm really excited about this network. I think we can have a lot of fun with it. We want to bring to the channel as much as we can the knowledge that we've learned by practicing, by experiencing season after season and trying different methods of gardening, different methods of creating soil and turning your waste into some products that are completely usable. And we want to give you this knowledge. We want to give you some easy ways and some fun ways to actually start doing some of this stuff at home. Maybe we all don't have a big property, but each one of us can do some simple stuff and feel like you're making a difference and feel like you're bringing something into your own life. So this is what we want to bring to you, but also we like this interactive scene as well. So we want to get you to give us feedback. We want to get you to try and get creative with these things. Like, these techniques are not concrete, but we want to give you the basis and we want you to put your spin on it and come up with some cool stuff that we can spread out there into the world and the community.
Yeah, since permaculture is all about connections and making networks, I think this network will help to create more stability for all of us. Like, we are all eager to learn, and there's so many people I meet, they see there's a problem and they want to change. And by connecting with other people, it gives us so much power to find solutions and put these solutions into actions, and also share ideas, develop ideas. And I see the Mindfulness Network as this place where we put out our knowledge and we get into contact with you guys and see what we can learn from you, and kind of create a basis where we share our knowledge and get together to find solutions to make a good living close to nature.
For me, I see the Mindfulness Project as a big lab, where we're actually taking the things which are out there, we try to apply them, we try to improve them, we try to check out what is there and then just bring it to the people and see what works for us. But more, I would like to create a network, because we have right now 4,000 people out there, and they have been traveled, they have seen different farms, they have experienced different things. A lot of other projects who are working on the same thing we do. And my vision is that we're creating this network where we bring everything together in one place. And we share, what is in Brazil working and going on, what is in Germany and Europe and America, and that we create together this incredible database of change.